Alright guys, so yep, back to Pokemon. What to talk about today? Well, as you can see, my Halloween table desktop thing has been brought out. Halloween is almost upon us. As people call September, Halloween Eve. And I'm going to stick with that. Alright, so let's talk about Halloween. And we're going to go through the line. And we're going to exclude the Rob Zombie ones. If you like the Rob Zombie ones, good for you. I don't care for it. Now, Halloween 1, classic. Gotta love it. And if you have Netflix, they have this show that's the movies that made us. And they talk about how Halloween was made and everything. I definitely advise you go and watch that. It's just really good. They have Friday the 13th. They've got Nightmare on Elm Street, which saved New Line Cinema, which pretty much gave them a boost. It's amazing. But Halloween 1 will always be top for me. And usually Halloween, the movie, I only watch one time, and that's usually on Halloween. Now, since I have to work Halloween, I usually like to do my Halloween marathons a day before. You know, just get maybe some pizza or something and just binge watch all the way up until, you know, right now Halloween Kills. But traditionally it's usually Halloween 2, Witch, 4, and 5. It's usually how far I can get. H2O is garbage, 6 is garbage. And then you get into like the 3 new ones. The first one was good, Halloween Kills is really good, and then Halloween Lives was just plain trash. But we have Wattrel, this thing, Gunk, Dene, Tomb, Ball, Bird, Growlithe. Ooh, I got a Spider Ops. I haven't done that one yet. And of course they add another Spider Op, but I've already got him. We gotta stop for a second. Look at that one. That is a nice card. Halloween 1 is great. Just shows Michael Myers. There's no blood. There's hardly any blood in the first one, which just makes it so great. I mean, compared to, like, Friday the 13th, where, yeah, there's a lot of blood in that one. And it's done by Betsy Palmer, which just warms my heart. And I think she was drunk for most of the time. But we're talking about Halloween now. Halloween 2. Halloween 2 is an acquired taste. In fact, for a while there, I kind of always skipped Halloween 2. Not because the story's bad. It's just that there's something really weird when you watch Halloween 2 from Halloween 1. And the biggest thing is Laurie Strode's hair. Because when they recorded the second one, she had already cut all of her hair off, basically. I forget for what movie, so they had to use a wig. God, that is so horrible. And I mean, it just doesn't fit very well. But, you know, with Loomis, I love Loomis. Even though Donald Pleasence thought that Halloween was going to be the downfall of his acting career, and he absolutely hated it. Well, that man played all through until 6, and I think he probably would have kept doing it too. I mean, hell, by that point I think he realized that there's money to be made in playing a character for horror. So, and yeah, Halloween 2, it's gory enough. It's a little long. It's one of those that you're kind of like, okay, I mean, I know the parts that I can go to the bathroom and not pause it. The big one is the scene where the girl is in the hot tub in this hospital that's in a boiler room beneath the hospital that doesn't look like it fits the hospital. And then, yeah, so she gets in, and then Michael kills the paramedic guy, and then dunks her head in and, like, boils her to death, but at the same time, is that even possible? Just like in Jason X, where he freezes the girl's face and smashes it. I think that is possible. I don't know. But it's just one of those. It's more... Halloween 2 is more hokey. More kind of goofy than anything else. It's still a fun one to watch. But like I said, it's one that you can highly overlook. We have Ralts, Dog, Shuffit, Mouse, this thing, Porkle, this thing, Primate, Pig. Now, let's talk about one that I had shit on as a kid, teenager, whatever, and I cannot go through October without watching Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I really, really want the movies that made us to do one about Season of the Witch. Because if you're not hardcore Halloween fans, understand that Halloween 3 does have something to do with Michael Myers. It's just that in this world, Michael Myers' Halloween was a movie. So when you go to Halloween 4, Halloween 3 became a movie. So, I don't know, it's just kind of weird. But Halloween 3 has a great story. And at first I hated it because, like everybody else, you wanted Michael Myers. You didn't want somebody else. You didn't want some doctor, some young hot girl, and some crazy toy maker. Come to think of it, it's really strange because that kind of reminds me of the Celestial toy maker in Doctor Who. Probably not the same, but yeah, it's kind of cool. I didn't think about that until now. Halloween 3, Silver Shamrock, and I might add that I found out not too recently was that Jamie Lee Curtis is the voice you hear in the town of Santa Maria that tells people about the curfew. Isn't that awesome? And she does make an appearance in Halloween 4, but only as a picture. That's it. She does not appear in 5 or 6, and she only comes back in H2O, Resurrection, and then the newer ones. But Halloween 3 is just, to me, one of my favorite Halloween movies of all time. Not just Halloween the franchise, Halloween as in Halloween movies. And, you know, if you look at ones that you watch, if you only watch certain movies during October, that one, Nightmare Before Christmas, which you can watch during Christmas too, I mean, it doesn't matter. Or like Scary Godmother, Spooktacular, you know, all those type of movies, you know, I put to myself as being the top tier Halloween movies. So yeah, let's move on. Weasel, we have Energy Retrieval, we have this pig right here, Poke, Helm, Mastiff, another pig, Sharp, Ugly Fish, Reveroom. Pretty disappointing. And now, after so many fans complained and bitched and complained, maybe death threats, I don't know, they brought back Michael Myers in Halloween 4. And instead of continuing it with Laurie Strode, who apparently died, because in H2O, because understand, so you have Halloween and Halloween 2. H2O connects to the second movie. Whereas Halloween 2018 connects from only the first movie. Now, if you just watch Halloween 2019, you could say that it came from the second movie as well, but when you get to Halloween Kills, they kind of squish that idea. Halloween 4 is great because, you know, you have Loomis, who somehow survived the explosion in the hospital with Michael. Michael apparently is doing just fine. He's keeping up his strength even though he's been in a coma for so long and all that fun stuff. Escapes, goes back to Haddonfield, tries to kill this little girl that apparently is his niece. Yeah, his niece. You got the Scream Queen, which I don't look up here for her name. Yeah, she's one of the Scream Queens. The story itself is not bad. I actually love Halloween 4. And would actually end my marathon with that one if 5 did not actually connect with that one. 6, you don't have to. Really, you could cut out 6. We'll get to that in a second. We have Rotom, Pad, Bebe, Tuxel, Muck, Butterfly, Dog, Hypno, Floetta, Sexy Bush, and that's it. And now we get to Halloween 5, and they kill off the main girl, not the young girl. But, you know, they kill off her sister-in-law. Stepsister? I forget what it is. Her adopted sister? I don't know. She gets killed off pretty quickly. And my God, guys, can we not have a horror movie where a dog gets killed? Hell, Halloween 1, and we have Halloween 4, and Halloween 6. damn dog gets killed. I don't want to see a dog get killed. That's why I couldn't enjoy the Evil Dead reboot. Even though there was a lot of things wrong with the Evil Dead reboot, it was just pure dog shit. That's the only connection to a dog that it has, is just dog shit. But Halloween 5, it just became more hokey. And it really did. It kind of showed what Halloween 2 was. You know, you have Loomis acting like a crazy nut who tried to kill the little girl in the 4th movie at the end. But now he's tormenting her, yelling at her, trying to get her to... Because apparently she's a psychic or something. I don't know. And it gets to this weird-ass ending where Michael is somehow part of this cult of Thorn, which is so stupid because then this guy just shoots up the police station. One guy shoots up an entire police station. I mean, at the end of Halloween 4, Michael apparently walked into the police station and killed all of them, so I don't know. I mean, maybe the policemen in the movies, they need the fun. Let's just send our funds to the fake policemen in movies or something. I mean, one guy goes in with a machine gun and they can't stop him. And somehow he breaks Michael out by blowing up the door. And he makes it out alive somehow. And yeah, and Jamie, the little girl, is, you know, she's just doing the same no, like Loomis did at the end of the 4th one. I mean, it's just too campy. It's more laughable. But I still include 5 as part of the marathon that I do. Minky, this thing, Kid, Potion, Crocodile, Flamingo, whatever, Fortress, Pameo, this thing. I got a Professor's Research. Alright. Now, let's talk about Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. It's got Paul Rudd in it. Y'all know who Paul Rudd is, right? Somehow Paul Rudd is this main character in Halloween 6. And understand, I've only seen Halloween 6 twice in my life. I never wanted to see it again after seeing it the first time. I thought it was stupid. I actually hated Paul Rudd when I first saw it as a teenager. And I love him in Ghostbusters Afterlife. Oh my god, I hated him in the movie. They made him such a creep, and he's not lovable. He's not likable in the movie whatsoever. And apparently Jamie, who was not played by the same girl, gets killed off by Michael Myers. And this one has a weird history. I kind of wish they would do kind of made the movies or something like that, because there's so many things that were cut from this. All because Donald Pleasence passed away, so he never finished his big role in this. And apparently as Loomis, he was done with Michael Myers. He had retired. This other guy, who was his friend and colleague, was part of the cult of Thorn, who he apparently broke Michael Myers. It is so fucking stupid. God damn. And I mean, I could get around that whole bullshit, but not Paul Rudd's character. I don't even know what he was supposed to be. What was anything about Paul Rudd in Halloween 6? The Curse of Michael Myers. He didn't gain any powers. All he was this eternal being, which, you know, it gets kind of old after a while. What is he, a Dragon Ball Z character? Yeah. Starly, Thing, Dinosaur, Pokeball, Mouse, this thing, Flower, that's Shatterbug, another dumb dragon motorcycle thing. Yeah, Halloween 6, dear God, that is a tough one to watch. Now, like I said, we're not going to go into the Rob Zombie stuff, but there is 2 that we are going to lump together. And I really do want to deep dive into the Halloween series. I mean, if you love... Okay, I'm not shitting on the Rob Zombie Halloween. His is really well done. You just have to really put yourself out of the Halloween franchise. It has nothing to do with it. He completely wrote the story. But what pisses me off is that from here on out, it became just the normality that Michael Myers was brought up in an abusive family. And I'm not talking about the Rob Zombie one. But in Halloween Resurrections, and we're gonna do H2O and Resurrections together when I talk about this. Okay, Jamie Lee Curtis is great in H2O. The rest of the characters suck. I wanted them all to die, and there was hardly any violence. And the new mask that they brought up for Michael Myers was not intimidating or scary or anything. It was just stupid. And the fact that she's running this whole school or something, and then everybody leaves, but then they stay, but she's still wondering where Michael Myers is. Hell, it was not her character. Her character in the newer ones made more sense if you went off him chasing her through the hospital. This Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode, should have taken only from the first movie, where she got out of that alive, but everything was okay. Whereas not being chased again and seeing more of these people die. I don't know. Ugh. But then you had this great ending where Laurie Strode beheads Michael Myers. And you think that that's done. And you're like, hell, fuck yeah. But no. Then they're like, oh, well, we're going to bring out Halloween Resurrection. And Jamie Lee Curtis is like, I don't really want to do this, but unless you kill me off. And you could watch Halloween Resurrection just for that part where Michael Myers kills Laurie Strode. That's it. End it there. That's great. I was happy with that. But no, then you had to go to this kids doing what kids do, sex, drugs, and drinking, and partying. It's just a stereotype. It's so stupid. But yeah, but then in Resurrection they were like, oh, well, you know, we're going to visit the old Myers estate, and look at him. He was a bad child, and they kept him in chains. No, they didn't. First of all, that all stemmed from the fact that it was just props. None of that happened. But somehow now that Rob Zombie took that and morphed it into that Michael Myers came because he was a troubled child, which is what people associate as bad upbringing. If you only become bad if you were raised poorly, which is bullshit. Can you be born evil? I mean, that's a big debate. I think you can. If you don't have the conscience to know right or wrong, if you're numb to the pain and the suffering of others, you can be born with that. We've seen it. Hell, watch a lot of criminally listed on YouTube. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that he covers that I'm just like, yeah, that guy was probably born evil. But that's one of those debates that, you know, you're never going to get a true answer on. Hammer, Starleaf, Little, Shroomish, Torkel, this thing. Ah, damn it. I've already got the Slowpoke, I think. We'll check. And Skeledirge. And, yeah, Halloween H2O and Resurrections. And that was it for a while. For us horror fans, that was it. So when the announcement of Halloween 2018 came out, that was a big thing. I think it was 2018. 2019 or 2018, you know, I don't remember. That was a great movie. And like I said, it does take place after the events of the first movie only. And you got a lot of blood and guts in that, which I love, but yeah. Halloween Kills gets a little more into what the atmosphere is of the current times, the mob mentality, and, you know, being judge, jury, and executioner right then and there without getting the facts. You know, that can kind of weigh on your psyche a little bit because, as my sister said, you know, I go to movies to escape the realism of reality. I don't need to watch the current events unfold in a movie. But goddamn, what were they thinking in Halloween Dies? Holy garbage. It felt like they tried to make it not about Michael Myers, which was about, like, Halloween 3 was. But, oh my god. Now, I don't mind. Now, the bullies get what they got in the end. Hell yeah. I love to just, you know, rewind those parts and everything and watch them over and over and over and over. I love it. But yeah. That's it. Now, they have hinted that they would probably do another script on that, but I doubt it. I mean, there's really no need to. They don't need to reboot Halloween. They don't need to do that crap. But yeah, Halloween Dies was just disappointing. It belongs in a dumpster. But I will say that Michael Myers getting thrown into the grinder Okay, that was pretty badass. And let's wrap this up, guys. We have Quaxley, we have this ugly thing, we have that, we have Chonkley, Vitality Band, this thing, Grimer, that, and wow, he didn't get shit on this one, guys. Like I said, I think I've already got the Slowpoke and everything. I don't think I got the Spider Ops and everything, so yeah, pretty disappointing, but I know I'm getting closer to wrapping up Scarlet and Violet base set 1. I'm going to keep doing it, guys, but I'm just trying to figure out things to talk about, and now we're on Halloween, so maybe we'll talk about other Halloween movies, not just the franchise. But that's it for now. I'll see you next time.